In my opinion, these are some of the most important things to consider when buying a luxury sports car in 2023. I bought my Porsche 718 Spyder about 6 months ago, pretty much still in the midst of this crazy, ridiculous car market. But these tips help me get not only the best financial deal, but also the best deal to make me the most happy, that I know I got the right car for me. So hopefully these will help you out, and I'm not gonna mess around. Let's just jump right into number one, which is reading reviews. It's amazing to me how often I hear people say they bought a car and they don't know really all that much about it. You should be able to find a ton of awesome information from highly respected drivers and automotive journalists on the internet. So you should know everything there is to know about a car before you ever even think about buying it. And that's really important nowadays because at the time of this video, it's extremely unlikely you're gonna be able to see this car in person ever before you buy it. So doing your research on the front end is extremely important to make sure you know you're making the right decision about the car that you're looking at. And that leads into my second piece of advice, which is kind of a 3-for-1. Be patient, expand your search, and buy new. All these three things play into the same key here, which is to make sure you're getting the best financial deal. And the reason why I say expand your search and be patient is because 99% of cars are probably marked up to some degree, especially when it comes to luxury sports cars like Porsche here, these GT cars. Almost all of them have some form of a markup, but if you do enough research and you call enough dealerships, there's probably 1 or 2 dealerships or more than that will sell you the car at MSRP. I bought this car at the height of this crazy, ridiculous car market, and I paid exactly MSRP. Now, I know bragging that you paid full retail for a car isn't normally awesome. Even for a limited sports car like this from Porsche, outside of this market, that's still a really good deal. But that requires you in many cases to be patient and expand your search, because the used market prices for these are so much more expensive than the new cars. To me, it's worth waiting and you're saving money. And then moving on to number 3 is define the use of the car. This is really important as well, that I think a lot of people kind of skim over and they don't really think about, is know what you're gonna use the car for before you go out and buy it. In this case, for my 718 Spyder, I knew this is a secondary vehicle. It's not something I drive every day. It's only for nice sunny days where I wanna take out a car, go to car shows, meet with friends, go on long drives, do things like that. This isn't a road trip car, it's not a family car, it's not a commuter car, it's none of those things. So I knew right off the bat that's what I was gonna use the car for, which really helped me tailor the options, because when you're talking about luxury sports cars, especially from Porsche, there are like 1,000 options for every model that Porsche makes. With that, it's a lot to go through, but if you know how you're gonna use the car, it can really help narrow down which options you should buy and which options you should not buy. And speaking of options, that leads me to number 4, which is make sure you read all of the options and don't let the salesperson build the car for you. I know when I went to go buy this car, I had my spec sheet already printed out. You can get on Porsche's website, spec the car out exactly how you want it. I printed out a build code, I brought it in, and I showed it to him and I said, this is what I want. I don't really need your advice on anything. And of course he tried to go through and give me the spiel on, you should add heated seats. And of course I'm like, the carbon seats, you can't add heated seats or anything to them. And he's like, well, are you sure? And they don't really know what's best for you. So that's why doing the research on the front end, after you've read the reviews and read through all the spec sheets and narrowed down what you're gonna use the car for, it's really easy to add the options that you think are the most valuable to you. Especially on something like this Porsche, where the options list adds up to be about the price of a small hatchback car itself in just options. It's really important, in my opinion, to make sure that you're using your money the most wisely, putting it where it's most valuable to you. And my 5th and final tip when buying a luxury sports car in 2023 is make sure you visit the dealership. Now, by definition, a luxury sports car is gonna be probably more expensive than just, a regular family car, which means that if you take your car in for service, you want it treated right. I know with this new car, I want to make sure that it's held to the same standard I keep my car at, so the dealership is no exception. Making sure you know how your dealership operates, the people who work there, becoming familiar with them, and making sure you trust them with your car is extremely important. Now, if your local dealership, let's say it's a Porsche dealership, doesn't have a fantastic reputation, that's okay. There still are more dealerships. That's where you do more research. Find dealerships around that you trust and that you'll take your car to, because for this, it's under warranty. That's another really big benefit to buying a new car, is that the car has a brand new warranty and you have the most amount of time where the car is kind of covered. And that makes me feel really reassured when you spend this kind of money on a car and you want to take really, really good care of it. Now, there's a ton more we could talk about when it comes to buying a car and getting the best deal and all that kind of things, but I just want to make this a really quick video talking about a few of these things that I think people overlook. Some of these things were really simple, but a lot of people don't put a lot of thought to them, but if you do, it can make the experience a whole lot better and save you a lot of money, I think, in the long run, especially in this car market. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like and subscribe, and if you have any questions, leave those in a comment below. And I will see you guys in the next one.